Hallo, herzlich willkommen. Ich freue mich, dass ihr alle da seid. And that was a greeting in German. And if you want to be able to understand that, or maybe even greet people in German yourself, an exchange semester in Germany might be the right option for you. My name is Ferdinand. I am a student at the University of Bonn in Germany, and I'm made this video so you can know more about why you should maybe do an exchange semester at the University of Bonn, what the University of Bonn is all about, and in general, I just want to help you with your exchange journey and give you some information. So, this is the beautiful main building of the University of Bonn, where students come to hang out. And you might soon be one of those students who go there and enjoy the nice weather, have a good time. Um, and you might be wondering, why should I do that? And maybe to help you understand why an exchange is great, I will talk to you about why I applied for an exchange program. Um, so I think one of the main motivations for me is personal growth. I think as a person, you just learn a lot doing an exchange because you have new experiences, new adventures. You can travel around. I mean, when do you get a chance to just explore a new continent and a new country for such a long time? And then you can really create long-lasting memories that way. You can make friends from over the world because lots of people from different places do exchanges. Um, and of course, you can learn a new language, you can get acquainted with a new culture, and you can get acquainted with a new schooling system, with a different university system, which to me is also quite interesting because, for example, the university systems in Germany and in Taiwan are very different, and there are quite a few things that that for me, for example, were kind of new when I came to Taiwan, and I think it will be the same for you when you go to Bonn. So, of course, an exchange is not something you can do just like that. You need to do a few preparations. So you should, for example, consult with your faculty about the curriculum that you can do at the partner university and at the credits that you can get accredited for your personal student life and how you can progress in your study curriculum. Then, of course, there's always the issue of financing. There are a few scholarships available. Usually, you can also self-finance. Sometimes the universities will offer some kind of aid. This is, of course, something where you can just ask the Office of International Affairs. Um, and then housing is also an issue. So some universities offer dorms, but you can also try to find an apartment. And again, this might be something where the Office of International Affairs can be of assistance to you. Um, and then, of course, you need to get your visa in order, your insurances. Maybe you need a health examination. Um, and you should probably get informed in general about the life in the country where you're going to via, for example, you can use travel blogs, you can use Instagram to find about that place. And I personally recommend to also get in contact with other outgoings, maybe people who have been to the place before, they can help you, or other people who will go at the same time as you. I think this is very helpful. Um, so let's get to the real question that you may be asking yourself. Why should someone come to Bonn? Maybe you've never even heard of Bonn or the University of Bonn. So let me tell you a bit about Bonn. First off, I think what's really great about Bonn is that it's right in the heart of Europe. So as you can see on this map, it's very close to Paris, to Brussels, to Berlin, to Hamburg, and you can get to all of those places. You can get to Amsterdam, to Munich, even to London by train, right? So all of those places are somewhere between 3 to 6 hours by train away. And that's just really great to me that it's so easy and so convenient to travel to different places in Europe and to also travel to different countries that are not Germany in just a few hours. And you don't even need to take a plane. But also, of course, the city of Bonn itself is quite interesting. It's got even more than 2,000 years of history. It was founded by the Romans. And then it's the birthplace of Ludwig van Beethoven, who's probably the most famous classical composer in the world. It used to be the capital, actually, also of West Germany in the time that Germany was split in two. And because it used to be the capital, it's still somewhat important on a political level. It's still called a federal city because there are still federal institutions in Bonn. And it is also the only UN city in Germany because the UN Climate Secretariat is in Bonn. So if you're interested in climate politics, Bonn might also be the place for you. And then there are cultural festivities like a Christmas market and the German Carnival, which is very famous. And there is, in a city that's not far away, there is also Japan Day. So if you like Japan, you can even still get Japanese culture in Bonn. Also, the quality of life is quite high. There's accessible and affordable public transport. And there are many nice locations around, like the Cologne Cathedral, which is very close to Bonn, the Phantasialand, which is like an amusement park, and of course the famous cherry blossoms, which I will talk to you about in a moment. And then beautiful sites of German romanticism, like the Rhine River with its castle on the side, and many nice quaint villages close by that are very nice to visit. And so you can get some idea of how nice it is. I brought some pictures. So on the left you can see some carnival celebrations. You can see the city hall, and on the right you can see the UN institutions and the Rhine River. And you can see that it's really paired with like quality of life, nature, and on the other hand, also cutting edge modern places and organizations. So this is really a great combination in my view. And then again, as I said, the university is also quite beautiful. It's right in the middle of the city, so you can really get to feel the city life. And this is the cherry blossom that I was talking about. It's probably the most beautiful cherry blossom in Europe, I think. And every year it takes place in April, and lots of people come from all over the world to see the cherry blossom in Bonn. So if you like cherry blossoms, I think Bonn is probably also the place for you. And these are some places also around Bonn that are very beautiful. You can see the Dragon Rock Castle in the upper left corner. So that's a beautiful castle quite close to Bonn. The Cologne Cathedral on the upper right. And the lower left, you can see Monschau, which is a very nice small village close to Bonn that you can visit, and the Christmas market in the lower right. But now let's talk about the academic part, because Bonn is actually a very excellent university. It was founded in 1818, so it's got over 200 years of history. It is called officially a German University of Excellence since 2019, and it's had quite a few famous scholars and alumni, like, for example, Karl Marx and Friedrich Nietzsche. And 9 Nobel laureates, even 3 recipients of the Fields Medal, and of course, like I said, 2 palaces, 2 very beautiful buildings. So it's a quite traditional university. And also in rankings, the University of Bonn usually does very well. It's got rank 61 in the academic ranking of world universities, also called the Shanghai ranking, which is rank 4 among German universities. And it's got rank 89 in the THE World University rankings, which is rank 5 among German universities. So it's really one of the top German universities. And let's talk a bit about the Global Exchange Program, which is the exchange program that I came, which I used to come to Taiwan, which will also be the exchange program that you can use to come to Bonn. It's open to students from more than 40 partner institutions around the globe, and one of those is the National Taiwan University. And you can go for 1 semester or for 2 semesters too. So you could even go to Bonn for a whole year. And of course, there's an intensive German language course before starting the semester that is free. And there are also free in-semester German language courses. So if you want to learn German, this is really the best option for you. And I really recommend to learn German to really get into the culture in Germany. And of course, you can participate in all of the regular university classes at bachelor and master level. And then apart from the university classes, there's also student life, which is very, very diverse. You can join choirs, debate clubs, environmental clubs, and also university sports like fitness, dancing, martial arts, and so on. And I have to say, in my experience, those clubs are more accessible to international students than maybe you would be used to from here at NTU. Because at NTU, as an international student, it's sometimes a bit difficult to join the clubs. And in Bonn, it's very easy to join the clubs, and especially the sports, it's very easy to join just for one semester also. But also the other clubs you can usually join. And there are also clubs that are especially for international students. And then, of course, the city has concerts, lectures, screenings, art exhibitions, and all of those usually come to at reduced prices for students, or are even for free. And you can also get discounts for cinemas, for thermal baths, and many more things that are very nice. And then there's a similar thing to Taipei, where you can get free bike rentals, 30 minutes per day, that are available throughout the city. So it's also quite convenient. And the living costs are somewhere between 800 and 1,000 euros, which is not low, but also is not as high as many of the bigger cities in Germany, and especially not as high as other countries in Europe, like France or England. Those usually have much higher living costs. And there's also, I would say, a very extensive support network for international students. Like there are welcome days where you can get to know the other international students, and you will be introduced to university life and what to do, where to do in Bonn. And then there's also a study buddy program, which again is kind of comparable to what NTU has, that you get assigned a volunteer who's a local student and who will help you. And as I said, there are clubs that are especially for international students, like International Club and International Choir. So if you want to join those to get to know more international students, you can do that. And there's also a German course, or German courses in general, like I said before. So if your German isn't really up to speed yet, you don't need to worry about that. So the International Club is a meeting place for international and German students that hosts several events per week. And the National Choir practices once per week and also does performances. And like I said, the study buddy program is a good thing to get in touch with a local student and to get some help. But of course, you need to register for that. So it is recommended that you register at least 3 weeks before arrival. And for the German courses, there are quite a few courses for different levels where you can choose how intensive they should be, and whether you want to do before the semester or during the semester. So finally, some top tips maybe. You should not be afraid to reach out for help. You can always go to the Office of International Affairs. You can always also ask the Office of International Affairs at the University of Bonn. You can ask other students. Then again, don't be afraid to try new things. Be open-minded. And of course, make use of the connectivity to other areas, because Bonn is really very well connected, and other places aren't quite as easy to, if you go to other places for your exchange, you might not have that connectivity. So if you're in Bonn, really make use of that, and really try to visit a lot of places. And then I think it's also important to try to connect with the local language. So try to learn some German, try to get to know the German culture a bit. And finally, you might think that in Germany, everything is always punctual, but that is not the case. The trains are never punctual. So this is maybe my final top tip. If you do go to Germany, which I can really recommend, you should always take the earlier train. So if you have any more questions, you can get in contact with the Bonn International Office. You can get in contact with the International Office of National Taiwan University. And I hope I could help you and offer you some insights with this video. And for now, that's goodbye, but maybe we'll see each other again in Bonn. Tschüss!